The Dallas Mavericks, Hawk. I don't know your thoughts on the Dallas Mavericks of last season or coming up to this season. Will the Dallas Mavericks become a top-tier team once again?
I think they have the potential to. The biggest question mark for me, I know what I'm going to get from Luka. I know what I'm going to get from Kyrie. I really do think that's a really good pairing together. Kyrie knows how to play off ball, like with ball dominant guys, and knows how to get to his spots. And when he has the ball, everyone talks about Kyrie's skill and how, that conversation was exhausted over like a summer ago, most skilled point guard of all time, stuff like that. Kyrie's crazy efficient though, like crazy efficient. The biggest question mark I have and to me for the Dallas Mavericks though, outside of Kyrie, outside of Luka, they're going to go as far as Grant Williams takes them. Grant Williams has the potential to have a very Draymond Green-like role for this team. He's going to be asked to do a lot defensively, to guard a lot of positions defensively. And I would love to him be able to, not to the extent of Draymond, I really think Draymond's like an excellent basketball player. His counting stats are usually trash, but he's an excellent basketball player. He has the opportunity to be a very similar offensive hub. Grant Williams in like the short pick and roll, making passes out of the pick and roll, out of being that roller spot. He could be a lot for that team, and they're going to need him to be a lot for that team because they got rid of a lot of their defense. And the trades that they've made between getting Grant and getting Kyrie, they got rid of a lot of their defense. They're going to lean on him a lot. If he's not playing at a high level, I don't see Dallas going far, to be honest with you. Like, they're going to have a really good offense. We're going to get scored on a lot. But he has the ability to be really, really good for them defensively. So they're going to go as far as he goes. I think they could be top 6. I don't know about top tier, but I think they can avoid a play-in if they're playing to their capabilities.
So here was my take on last year when Kyrie was moved. I was not a fan of that at all. I was like, I see the writing on the wall, and this is not going to work. We talked a little bit earlier about styles clash with Kawhi and Harden. I mean, I don't know if you can get any different than Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic. You want to talk about styles clash and personalities clash.
I get
Kyrie
that.
Irving is a man that likes to be out there. He likes to consider himself a martyr, I guess is the best term, maybe. And Luka, philosopher. There you go. And Luka Doncic is kind of like head down. I'm focused on basketball. I want to be the best player in the world. Baby Bird is what they call him. There's a reason they call him that. I didn't like the move at all for that reason and for on the court. I hear you on Kyrie has played very well off the ball. You obviously think a lot more to those LeBron days and when he was able to work off of LeBron. But I just don't think these two mesh very well. And I think the biggest stats to look at that was the fourth quarter shot attempts. I don't know if you followed that, but this is what I'll say. I'm a major fan of sports morning talk shows. Undisputed and First Take are my go-tos. That's kind of just been my way. I'm a big Skip fan. That's just my guy. I know he gets a lot of hate. I get it. I understand.
Mad at that. Yeah, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
This is where Skip kind of came in and kind of opened my eyes for this because he would keep track of the counting numbers in the fourth quarter of when Luka and Kyrie were there. I don't have them in front of me right now, but I'm telling you the difference where Kyrie was getting major shot attempts in the fourth quarter and Luka's were much lower. The disparity was not good at all. This is Luka's team. I know Kyrie's clutch. I know he's got that capability. I know it's okay at times. I'm not saying it's not okay listen, you got Kyrie for a reason, for sometimes he can spell for Luka, but when you actually look at those numbers, man, it's not like, a little bit like this or like, even. It's Kyrie's taking a lot more than Luka, and that's not good. I'm pretty sure they're at one point, and I don't know if he was talking about basketball because he wasn't being very clear. Luka likes to keep to himself, but in one of the press conferences, he was like, this isn't fun anymore. I know.
Remember that.
He openly was speaking about how much he misses Jalen Brunson. He wished that Jalen Brunson was still his teammate. Apologies. That was my laundry alarm.
No problem. Yeah.
Miley Cyrus, shout out. That's my girl.
Nice.
But he was openly talking about Jalen Brunson and how much he misses him and wanted him back and how he was like, how could you not pay him to get the money? Hindsight's 2020. They should have kept him, right? They should have just kept the team that they ran back with and were a top tier team, and they probably would still be a very good team. This is
off that early extension, he would have signed it.
Oh my God. This is my one fear.
They would have saved money.
This is my one fear with the Mavs. With Luka. And I love Luka. I love his game a lot. And I love his intangibles, really. My one fear is he like James Harden? And what I mean by that is, you say Kyrie's great off the ball. Is Luka great off the ball? Because when James Harden's off the ball, he's not really very effective. He's a guy that's just going to kind of go stand over there and not do anything, really. And that's kind of really what Luka is, too. Luka's ball dominant. We talked about KP earlier, how much his complaints were, bro, I'm just not getting the ball, man. Like, my shot attempts are like 12 shots a game. I'm supposed to be the second guy on this team. My number should be 15, 16, 17, while Luka's taking 24 or whatever. That's my one fear with Luka. Not taking anything as talent. The talent should be, taking that, controlling the ball that much. But can he learn to play off of another star as well? And then defensively, both of them are really just not very good defenders. And like you said, they traded away a lot of their defenders in Finney-Smith, who's an excellent perimeter defender. It's just they added Grant Williams. Oh God, I'm forgetting their other players that they've added from the team. Do you remember? Do you have them? Who they added? I know they added Grant Williams. Was their big addition, right? Because they lost Christian Wood. Who did they replace Christian Wood with? JaVale McGee?
I don't think they did technically. I'm pulling it up right now. Because JaVale McGee went to Dwight Powell's still there.
I looked at it yesterday.
They grabbed Rashawn Holmes.
Yes, from the Kings.
Rashawn Holmes is the big pickup they got.
And he's kind of a little bit of a stretch big.
Their defense isn't going to be good, like, at all.
It's rocks, like, their defense. Seth Curry.
Looking at this roster,
Seth Curry.
Seth Curry, I like that addition.
He's not a good defender, though.
Yeah, the defense is not going to be good.
Derek Jones Jr.
I will say. Yep.
Markeith. Go ahead. You want to?
I will say, and I remember looking into those fourth quarter stats. I forgot how drastic they were.
Yeah, a little bit.
That comes down to, I think, coaching, to be honest. In my mind, it comes down to coaching. It comes down to fit and coaching. Like, stuff like that is like, that's their first year together. They didn't play that many games. A lot of it's going to be like, Jason Kidd, can you make something work?
Yeah.
I don't know how people feel about Jason Kidd as a head coach. I have mixed emotions on him. I think his past two seasons in Dallas have been way better than what he was doing in Milwaukee. As much as Giannis, for some reason, loves him in Milwaukee, like, maybe they had a good one-on-one relationship. In my opinion, he was a good coach there. He's been better in Dallas, but a lot of that fourth quarter stuff is going to come down to coaching execution, getting guys to buy in. It's not going to be easy. Like, it's not. No. They have a lot of offensive potential, though. I like the comparison to James Harden and Luka. And some of that might be if Kidd can because he's younger still. He's not young, because he's younger. If Kidd can get him to buy into some off-ball movement, it can work.
Yeah.
But I think it's a lot of pressure is going to be on coaching to get these guys to buy in. If they don't buy in, it's going to go south.
It's going to go south.
If they don't buy in, it's going to go south.
I've heard that. From the basketball stratosphere, people on Jason Kidd, where they've kind of come down on Jason Kidd a little bit. It's just you kind of wait and see process. The last thing I'll say is I think the Mavs right now are fighting for that 6th spot with a Sacramento and a Memphis, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. And if we'll get into it, if New Orleans, T-Wolves, or OKC take a jump, they're going to be right there competing with those teams. But honestly, they are definitively behind Denver, the Lakers, Clippers, Golden State, and Phoenix, in my opinion. Those are teams I would, because I'm obviously talking fully healthy. If everybody's fully healthy, those are the teams definitively I'm taking over Dallas, and Dallas is fighting for that 6th spot with all those other teams. But that kind of leads